Our politically incorrect segment tonight, more political violence from the left, this time at the campus of UC Berkeley. Milo Yiannopoulos, who was invited by the Berkeley College Republicans to give a speech there, had his event shut down after rioters wearing masks set off fireworks and threw rocks at police. Take a look. Joining me now, former petty officer of the United States Coast Guard and current president of the Berkeley College Republicans, Jose Diaz. Jose, thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me, Liz.
Jose, you have a very unique perspective on this. You're the president of the College Republicans on Berkeley. If I'm not mistaken, you're the one who invited Milo Yiannopoulos in the first place, correct?
Yes, we did invite him over to UC Berkeley to speak, and it was a lot of work and hard work on our part to get him to come here and unfortunately to see it end how it did.
Right, and tell me exactly what happened here. So when you invite a speaker, do you have to get the school's permission for that?
When we sent out the request to have Milo over, and he accepted our invitation. Basically, all the hard work was essentially had to do with the logistics and the planning stages with the venue and security and things like that.
Right, and there are security, not only his private security, but there are security protocols that you have to go through via the school too, as well.
Yes.
Okay, yes, and so you knew that there would be protests at the beginning. You knew there would be people that would show up who didn't like what he has to say, just based off of all his other tour stops around the country.
That is certainly true. We did expect it to be a good degree of sort of tension. February 1st, our day that he was supposed to speak. So we felt like we did the best we can in terms of planning for what we have seen in Milo's previous speaking engagement at other college campuses. So we thought there were some things that happened February 1st, 2 days ago, that were, I would say, unprecedented. And that's when I mean unprecedented, I mean the use of the violent use of some of these explosive devices and things that were shooting at the venue.
Right. I mean, it was essentially paramilitary equipment that these protesters were using. This was not your average peaceful protest. This was not even your average agitated protest. This was, I mean, in my opinion, this was the definition of a riot of political terrorism here. But walk us through the evening, how this started. So you have Milo show up to the building. You have all the protocol. He's preparing for the show. Were there peaceful protesters outside first who were not being violent in any way?
I'd say when he arrived, we were in the building at about 5 p.m. and it was a small group of us, probably around 10 to 15 individuals, trying to ensure that we have everything buttoned up. So when the gates opened at around 7:30, 8 o'clock, we were ready to go. However, between 5:30 and say around 5:30 to 5:45, things escalated very quickly. It was a large gathering out there. They were yelling. They weren't really doing anything as of yet. However, again, within like I'd say 15 to 20 minute time frame, it erupted into pure chaos out there.
Right, and I want you to correct the record as someone who was there, who witnessed this firsthand. I mean, we heard reports from the mainstream media that there was a small group of students who were peaceful. They were, I think, Berkeley against Trump, they called themselves, that they had no intention to agitate. Then they were infiltrated, according to these media reports, by an outside group of professional agitators with this paramilitary equipment, and that's when the violence started. Did you notice from inside the building if there was a direct moment where it turned from peaceful to violent like that?
I did not. Again, that claim, the individuals, our chancellor released a message trying to make that delineation in saying that there were a small group of individuals who were the violent agitators while the majority were peaceful. I would disagree. I'd say everyone was pretty complicit and stood in solidarity in terms of some of the things they used against this when trying to shut this event down. It's unfortunate it did happen. When I was inside looking out, I witnessed individuals all throughout the crowd engaging in violent behavior, ramming, throwing bricks, ramming things into the building. So I'd say certainly from what afterwards, from what I gathered, there was, from what I've been made aware of, a group of outside individuals who did come and they did participate in some of these violent acts. However, I'd say that was also facilitated by the protest movement that stood outside.
Right. So just to be clear here, so there's no misunderstanding. Even if there were a group of people who came in from the outside who were instigating or agitating this violence, there were students of Berkeley who were also participating in the violent acts that were happening.
Yes, that's what absolutely. And this is the problem. Up until this point, on campus, the weeks following up to the event, there was numerous flyers sponsored by registered student organizations claiming to or encouraging individuals to shut this event down by any means necessary. This is the type of rhetoric we heard in our discussions, in our lectures. This is the type of things we heard espoused by some of our faculty, our professors. So it's no secret. They wanted to go through any length, any means possible to ensure that Milo Yiannopoulos did not get his 2 hours to speak and to engage, Berkeley, and to really highlight some of the issues that we see plaguing college campuses nationwide.
Right, and the thing to me is even if there were outside people that came in to participate in this violence, or even if it was outsiders that instigated this violence, it seems to me that the board at your college, that the administrators at your university are trying a little bit too hard, in my opinion, to differentiate between the peaceful protesters, the liberal students on campus, and this violent group. I mean, there was a student, her name is Erica West. She's a grad student at Berkeley. She was part of this, the peaceful part of the protest, Berkeley Against Trump. She actually denounced the chancellor of your university, Nicholas Dirks, for condemning the violence because she said he, the chancellor, could have prevented the violence had he preemptively canceled the event, canceled Milo speaking in the first place. Jose, I want you to weigh in on that. Respond to her, if you will, because to me that seems like in a roundabout way, in a twisted sort of way, she's justifying that violence, saying, well, it's Milo. What he says, if he opens his mouth, who can blame these people for being violent?
And this underscores the problems that we see with the progressive left. They are willing to go through any length, any means possible to ensure that if you disagree with anything that they say, they want to shut you down, and they're going to do, and even if that means physical force. The following day, my friend was attacked for wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. I was in the middle of an interview, and he was attacked, and I had to come to his aid. This is the type of violent behavior we are seeing take place from a very left from the left progressives. And if you're a conservative, and if you and you're vocal about it, you have to watch your back, and it shouldn't be the case. You have a target. You shouldn't have to have a target on your back while walking through your university.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And then did the university administrators, we're almost out of time, Jose, but did they apologize to you in any way, say, apologize to you? Because in a sense, yes, it was Milo Yiannopoulos whose speech was shut down, but also your group, the fact that you wanted to explore this, to educate yourselves in a way that was your action that was shut down as well. Did they apologize or suggest an alternative way that this could be facilitated again in the future?
No, not at all. I didn't receive anything from the university. Some of the violent acts that has been perpetrated against conservative students here have all of these incidents have been left under the rug. However, when there's something does take place against marginalized student group, quote quote, right? And they go out through any length to publicize this and to blame it on any conservative or right wing sort of organization. But here we are, Berkeley College Republicans, and as a veteran, some of these acts, being perpetrated against me. The campus administration, they're silent, they're quiet.
Right, absolutely. And I said this yesterday. If this had happened on the other foot, if this were, a gay Jewish Democrat who'd had his speech shut down by violence, I mean, you'd have the ACLU, you'd have the Human Rights Campaign, you'd have every liberal organization who claims to stand up for individual rights and gay Americans and freedom of speech and everything, all swarming to protect him. But because he's a conservative, nothing. Because you guys invited a conservative Republican onto campus, nothing. Jose, we're out of time. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and thank you for your service to our nation, too.